Yo, what's going on, guys? All right, so today I'm gonna be going over the 5 worst slams I've ever had skateboarding. So I've took tons of slams throughout the 20 plus years I've been skateboarding. Yes, like just smashing my hips and my elbows and just, just countless falls. It's too hard to even remember all of them. But I'm gonna pick out the 5 most distinct falls, like that just stick out in my brain the most. So let's jump right into it. All right, number 5 on the list is gonna be the hip smash. So this was a drop-in that me and my friends, we were just cruising around looking for spots. I had just gotten sober, so I was like full of energy and just wanted to skate and film. And we were cruising around behind these buildings and we found this perfect drop-in. Well, I mean, I wouldn't call it perfect. Like, I don't think anyone would call it perfect. This thing's like a nightmare. It's like super narrow and then it just like turns at the end. It's just like a super dangerous thing you normally wouldn't want to do, but for some reason, like, drop-ins just stick out to me, and they just, I don't know, something about them is really fun. So, yeah, my friend Jake was there. He was just, from the get-go, telling me I shouldn't try it.
You know you don't have to. It's gonna hurt.
But that's, like, when that happens, that kind of makes me want to do it. Just like the fact that they don't believe it could happen, or it's just like, I don't know, not possible or it's dangerous. That kind of gets me excited. So, of course, I jumped up there and started trying it. And I was getting close, you know, nothing crazy at first. I was able to jump off and, like, not die. But after a couple of tries, I was like, okay, got this, gonna stick it now. And then just went for it full on and just clipped the edge of the concrete, just pitched forward straight like a sack of potatoes right on my side. I should have took the first one.
I hate to say I told you so, but you know I told you so. So,
Yeah, it's just one of those falls where you hit the ground so hard, your body refuses to get up. I was just sitting on the ground for a couple of minutes. Eventually got up and was able to land it, but yeah, not without paying the price. You know, I've fallen like that throughout the years so many times, but that one was just like, I don't know, something about it, I'll just never forget that fall. All right, the next slam on our list is going to be the accordion. So I was starting to film my most recent video part. I was just like determined to learn how to skate round rails for this part. Wanted to like get some rails in there, kind of switch it up. So I would go to the skate park all the time, practicing 50-50s on round rails, which is something that just never worked for me. I was always freaked out, I'd like get in, slip one way or the other, just constantly falling. But I put in the work, just constantly practicing over and over until I was eventually able to do it on some pretty good rails. And then I went to this local rail right up the block from my house. Been seeing it my whole life. Yeah, one day I was like, all right, today's the day, gonna go for it. Right, went to go ollie up onto this thing, locked on, got both trucks on, and my heels just, the wheels slipped over heel side, and I basically sat on top of the rail and got dumped over onto my neck, hence the accordion.
are you okay?
Yeah, that one just shook me up, and I think I was done with round rails after that one. Okay, and that brings us to number 3 on our list, the ankle roll. So this was like, I'd say maybe my prime in skateboarding. I'm not sure the exact year, but I feel like it was 15 years ago, maybe 12 years ago. I'm probably leaning more towards like 15 years ago. Right? The footage I'm about to show you is just so old. I just had came back from California, just like full of energy, had just gotten sponsored. I was like so psyched on skating. And same thing, filming the video part, just cruising around looking for spots. And we found this, I think it was like 11 stair or 12 stair hubba, which was way bigger than anything else I was doing at the time. I can get a little more technical on like smaller rails, but I never really did anything that big in terms of rails or hubbas. So this hubba was super high, super crusty, right? It was so grainy, the cement on this hubba, that I was getting onto a nose slide on it, and it was just grinding down the wood on my nose, like basically almost completely through the board. So we waxed it up, just kept trying, like breaking it in. Eventually I'm like sliding down this thing after it sticks like countless times. I'm starting to get closer. I land on one, just peel out, put my hands down. It's actually a really funny clip of me like falling and landing on my board and just like smacking myself directly in the face. But yeah, after that, I get up, I'm like, okay, this is the one, I'm sticking it. Full commit, and the board just slips to primo right when I come out. I'm done. And that just fries my ankle. I don't even know if you could see it in the video that well, but that was one of the worst ankle rolls I've ever had. And then I think once I healed from that one, I don't think I ever rolled my ankle again. Like, I've rolled it plenty of times, but I don't think it actually sprained since then. I think after that one, the ankle just basically turned to rubber, because that one just like, I was out for a long time with that one. Okay, next up on our list is gonna be number 2, the Whiplash. So I'm still feeling the effects from this fall. This is one that like, I'm gonna be feeling maybe till the day I die. This is just messed up the way I live life, to be honest with you. The pain from this fall has never really gone away. So I'm trying to learn this trick. I think it's called a nollie grape flip to nose stall revert, right? I don't think anyone's done this trick before. If they have, it's rarely seen, right? So those are the kind of tricks that excite me the most. I had just done the nollie grape flip to board stall revert. So the next thing for me was just to level it up to nose stall. So I'm trying this. It's so awkward. You're like, your body's just like pretzeling and you're flicking weird. It's very awkward. So I'm starting to figure it out and getting my foot like right in place for the nose stall. And one try, I just happened to step like just the wrong way, where I got into nose stall, but the wheels slipped into the ramp and I couldn't put my feet down, slipped out, and just had one of the worst whiplash slams I've ever had. Oh my God! Oh my God! That was so bad. So when you watch this, it looks like my head cracked on the ramp, but it actually didn't. It must have missed by like half an inch or something like that. So I just did this like brutal snapping of the neck. And afterwards, no pain, nothing. I was just kind of more in shock than anything. And then I think it was it was more like 6 months later, my neck just froze up, right? Top of my neck, just the worst pain, couldn't move. It started shooting into my shoulder blades and a little bit into my arm, but not too bad. And then I went to, where was it? Central America for a month skating. And it was just constantly bothering me. I could barely turn left or right, just fighting through it. And when I got home, I was determined to get this thing fixed. Go into the doctor and get x-rays, and it just, yeah, still to this day, never really went away. So it's like kind of bearable now, but I'm constantly getting sports massages and trying to figure it out. What happened was my spine straightened, right? And all the muscles are just constantly like clinching and like strained around my my spine. So pretty sure I have 2 herniated discs. Not sure if it was from that or not, but likely it was. But yeah, that's one that I'm still feeling the effects of today. All right, and that brings us to the number 1 slam I've ever had skateboarding, and that's gonna be the knee smash. Okay, so again, this was like maybe 15 years ago, 12 years ago. It's hard to keep track, maybe 13 years ago, something like that. And I'd consider this like my prime, probably after that ankle roll, right? I'm still filming one of my video parts and constantly out in the streets. So I'm out filming with friends. We're in Brooklyn. We pass by this like perfect, I guess it would be like an ollie over handrail into a bank, and it kind of kinks numerous times. Yeah, so just got there, just warming up. I figure, okay, I'm just gonna ollie up onto this thing, roll in, feel it out, right? My first attempt at feeling this thing out, I ollie up, roll in, hit the kinks, no problem, get to the bottom, get wheel bite, get pitched forward, and then I'm going directly into a telephone pole. So I'm like, the choice is, do I block my teeth and my face from getting, like, knocking my teeth out, or do I put my knee down to brace the fall? So I put my hands up to obviously block my face, because that's just what my instinct told me to do. Put my knee out in the most awkward way and just jammed it into the ground. After this fall, when I fall like this, especially like when I'm out skating with everyone, I just jump up immediately and act like nothing happened. So I went to jump right up and kind of like fell over for a second, just like, oh, that doesn't feel right. Had a huge gash like right on my knee. Thing swelled up instantly, couldn't skate the rest of the day. And I thought it was just like a regular, knee bruise. Had those before. Went home, iced it for 2 weeks, took care of it, and then once the swelling went down, I was like, okay, I'm good. No problem, everything's better. Went to do a kickflip, and mid-air, grabbed my knee in excruciating pain, and that's when I knew I had torn something in my knee. So went to the doctor. He told me I tore my ACL and PCL, and that just like changed the course of my life from there. It was like I had to wait a year because I didn't have insurance to get surgery, so I'm like skating on this thing for a year. I finally get the surgery, and then once I did, that's when I picked up drinking, because couldn't skate. Skating was like my life at the time, so I picked up drinking, and just kept doing that, and ever since then, my knee's gotten worse. I've had other injuries to it, and it's just like, it's been a perpetual problem. So I'd say that like started kind of like the downfall of my body, I guess you'd say. But I'm still fighting through it today, and being sober has definitely helped my body like recover and just stay stronger and be able to like fight these things off, because when you get older, the falls just hurt so much more, and it takes so much longer for them to go away. So that's it. That's all I got. Those are my 5 worst slams I've ever had skateboarding. And yeah, hopefully I got a bunch more ahead of me. So that's it. I'll see you guys in the next video.